Mommy?
Yes, Colton?
Did you know I have a sister?
You didn't know that Cassie's your sister?
No, I have two sisters. You had a baby die in your tummy, didn't you?
Honey, who told you I had a baby die in my tummy?
In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me she died in your tummy.
This is a story.
Yeah, sure is.
Wow.
Sure is. An emotional one.
Directed by Randall Wallace. I mean, how does that happen?
Well, you know, it's a funny journey because when they wrote the story, and Joe Roth is a great friend of mine, a producer that I've worked with before, and Joe comes from a family of leading atheists, and he's the one that first saw this book in a little blurb in the New York Times and called the publisher and said, I want the movie rights. And it was because he recognized the universality of the story about life and death and what happens to us. That question is not limited to any one denomination, any one point of view. That is a thing that we all relate to.
The hospital staff said that your son was not expected to survive. Used the word miracle.
And it is a remarkable story.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they say, you know what, W.C. Fields, never work with animals and children.
Yes, it's true.
And then you turn out to be like the kid whisperer.
Hadn't heard that term before. Yes, that's true.
You're a dad. If one of your daughters came to you with this story, I mean, how do you think you'd react?
I would send her to a monastery and, you know, say, see me when you're 30 and you're a nun. No, I'm kidding.
You saw heaven? What does it look like?
It's beautiful.
We all want to be supportive, but we can't have our town turned into a circus.
I think this movie's going to be big in Arkansas.
Good.
I think they're really going to like it.
I think Arkansans will appreciate our faith-based story.
What compelled you to do this movie?
Heaven is for Real, the title, caught my eye. And I started having conversations with Randall Wallace, the writer-director. And we just started kind of muddled through it and figured out who Jay, you know, might be and making sure that his friend was protected and just being sort of this, you know, a member of the community that really was on the lookout for Todd and his family.
Any similarities between you and Jay?
No. No.
I've been here.
I don't think we've been here before, pal.
You had a grandpa named Pop, right?
He died when I was about your age.
He's very nice.
You saw my grandfather? Where did you see him?
In heaven.
As far as people who haven't read the book and don't know this story, why would you tell them to see this film?
Well, that was my experience as well. Look, heaven is one of those concepts. There's no one size fits all. You know, even Todd, who plays a pastor, you know, says, you know, is his vision the same as yours or his or hers? Of course not. I don't think that it's a preachy story. I thought that it was a very entertaining journey to kind of take you as an audience front and center, regardless of where you end up on the faith spectrum, and watch this family deal with these events when their young son, nearly at the brink of death, comes back and tells his father, who's a pastor, what he experienced, and the conflicts that sets up into motion are significant.
You know, this is just our way of trying to tell one story of how a family and a community chose to get behind the beliefs of a 5-year-old boy.
And don't I want to see Thomas Haden Church in a movie? Yes.
Thank you.
I'll go see this film.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.